Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Something I am sure a lot of us can relate to is a phase in our lives where we had something to prove, where we wanted to be different, where we wanted to be not like the other girls, and in a way that meant just like rejecting things that were like normal, things that other people, specifically other girls, did in order to make ourselves feel better. And that is largely a result of misogyny and the patriarchy and us thinking that, you know, anything that girls do is like kind of silly and we're like above that and that makes us better, which obviously is not true. But that's something a lot of us have gone through and thought about and overcome and feel silly about in hindsight. However, some people carry on with that into adulthood. Some people just live in this constant, like, not like the other girls state of mind where they think that they are above other women because they're different. And that gets them male validation. And so today we're going to have a look at some of them. We're going to have a look at some girls who aren't like the other girls. But before we do get into it, I would like to say a massive thank you to today's patron of the day, Clara. I appreciate you and your support so much. So thank you so much for joining. And I also would like to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Aura, and I will tell you a little bit more about them shortly. Okay, let's jump into some of the posts. This is a woman giving birth, and I don't know what the original TikTok was, but one of the comments says, "Women are so extra. Having a baby is not that bad. I did it naturally. 17 hours of labor, pushed out in 4 pushes, no stitches, no drugs, no screaming or rolling around all over the place, maybe a few silent tears during a few contractions, but I can honestly say I had a ruptured Achilles tendon that was a lot worse than having a baby." Whoa. Okay. Congratulations. Good for you. I'm glad you had a very positive, pain-free, easy birthing experience. That's incredible. That is so rare, and I'm very happy for you. But oh my god, imagine sitting there and invalidating like millions, billions even, of people's birthing experience. Imagine just being here like, they're all just so overdramatic. It wasn't even that hard. Do you want to tell that to the like millions of people who have died during childbirth? To the millions of people who end up having to have like emergency surgery and like come close to death? Are they just being a bit dramatic? You know, they're just faking it. It's really not that difficult because I had a really easy experience. So like everyone else must be just like, you know, a little bit dramatic. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You aren't better than anyone for having a positive experience. Like, it's great that you did. I'm happy for you. But oh my god, why are you being so awful about it? You don't need to come in here and invalidate other people's experiences just because yours was different. What do you hope to gain out of that? What, you're hoping to get like some like you want a cookie? Like what? What do you want? This is a TikTok of a girl saying some fun things. She says, I have a bone to pick with the female community. Okay. So, y'all gotta stop being fucking to guys who come up and ask for your number, okay? This applies to catcalling as well. Like, I love when I get catcalled. Once again, good for you. But like, also, not really, because enjoying being catcalled is a direct product of misogyny and the patriarchy and how we have been raised to think that our desirability is the most important thing about us. If going outside and being like objectified by men is something that you enjoy and makes you feel good, then that's because society has told you that that's how you should react. And this is something that a lot of us, I think, struggle with, at least at some point, in which, you know, we're told that we should take it as a compliment. We learn that that should be a compliment, and it's like, oh my God, he thinks I'm pretty. That means I'm valuable and I'm valid in society. And then you like internalize that a little bit, and you think about the fact, one, oh my God, I'm 14 and that's a grown-ass adult. And two, it makes you stop and think, like, what did they gain out of that situation? Like, what purpose does that man have at yelling at me out a car window that I'm attractive? Like, what was the purpose of that? It wasn't because he wanted to compliment me. He doesn't give a shit how I feel. If the person complimenting you cares about your feelings and wants to make you feel good, they're not going to do it in a derogatory way. They're not going to like wolf whistle or like catcall at you. I don't mind when people compliment me. I'm totally fine. Like, I love when people are like, oh my God, I love your hair. I love your outfit. Like, you look amazing. Like, in a respectful way. That's perfectly fine. They're not like ogling me and like stripping me down and just looking at me and seeing me as just an object of desire. That's the difference, you know? And like, those people who say like, I love your hair, I love your outfit, you look amazing, whatever, like they're doing it because they are appreciating something that I've done in the way that I'm expressing myself. And they're telling me that because they want me to feel good. They want to let me know this so I can feel good about myself. When men catcall, the purpose is just because they want you to know that they have some sort of power over you, that they have objectified you, that they view you as nothing more than an object of desire. And that's not a compliment. That's them just being assholes who think they have some sort of power over you. Because like, no one who catcalls you gives a shit about you. Like, they don't care about you at all. So like, why would you take it as a compliment? If someone is objectifying me, I don't really want them around. I don't care what they have to say, and I'd rather they just like keep it to themselves, you know? If you want to compliment me nicely. So I will continue to be a shit to people who fucking wolf whistle and catcall, because it's not okay, and I don't like being objectified. And if that's something that you enjoy, I need you to sit and internalize why that's something you enjoy and why that's something you want. Because a lot of us have gone through periods where that is something that makes us feel desirable. And even now, a lot of people feel conflicted with both enjoying it because it makes them feel desirable and then thinking about like, but why is that something that brings me enjoyment? Like, you have to think about it and be critical with your thinking about it. And like, enjoying being catcalled doesn't make men like you more, because the people who catcall you don't give a shit. So you're not even getting validation from anyone. Someone invited this girl to their birthday party, and she texted the birthday girl this. Hey, sorry if this is like annoying or whatever, but for your birthday party, you need to buy me something less sweet for dessert. Unlike the rest of you basic girls, I don't like sweet food, and it's really disrespectful for you to only serve cake. If you want me to come, you'll have to cater to my needs. It's the least you can do since I'm bringing you a birthday present. And she replied, if you don't like what I'm providing, you aren't required to come. You know what? Just don't come at all. I don't want someone at my party who demands things from me and insults my friends. This is why most of my friends are boys. The bare minimum that I ask of them without bitching about it. And like, oh my God, like, it's one thing to message someone and ask if there is going to be alternatives at the party. Like, it's fine that you don't like sweet things, and it's totally valid. Like, this first message is almost totally valid. Like, not liking sweet things and asking if there's going to be alternatives is totally fine. Being like, hey, I don't really like sweet things, and I was wondering if there was going to be any alternatives at your party. If not, is it okay if I bring something of my own? Like, that's totally fine. That's an absolutely chill, perfectly good thing to say. Coming in and demanding that there be things for you at the party because they owe you, because you're buying them a birthday present, and not just that they owe you for you doing something that everyone does and that you would expect on your birthday too. But on top of that, insulting them and their friends and effectively just like women in general is so unnecessary. Like, why did you feel the need to do that? Coming in and being like, unlike the rest of you basic girls, I don't really like sweet things. Whoa, no one asked. That was so unnecessary. You, like, literally, what was the point in that? Why did you need to put yourself above them? Why did you have to look down at her and be like, I'm better than you? So like, you have to cater for me at your birthday party. Bro, chill out. And then after being told like, that's kind of inappropriate, I don't tolerate being insulted, turning it around and making yourself the victim. And again, just being like, this is why I only have boyfriends, because like, they respect me and they don't bitch about things. Like you could have gone about this in a way where you weren't going to be rejected. You chose to do this to yourself. And I honestly feel like men wouldn't have responded any differently, but I also don't think you would have said to a man, like, unlike the rest of you basic bitches, like, you weren't going to say that to a man. If you phrased the message to one of your guy friends the same as I phrased it before, being like, hey, are you going to have an alternative to sugar because I don't really like sugar? Then sure, yeah, maybe they're not going to reject you. But if you'd have done that in this instance, then you also wouldn't have been rejected, because you wouldn't have been being an ass. If you were just like a polite, decent person, this could have gone very differently. But you're being a bit misogynistic. Not a bit, you're being very misogynistic for literally no reason. Just to feel good about yourself by putting women down? Like, come on. Come on. On the topic of just like unwanted text messages, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, Aura. Are you absolutely sick and tired of spam calls and spam messages? Because I absolutely know I am. Spam calls and texts are the bane of my entire existence. I went through a period of time where I was getting them literally every day. I don't answer unknown calls for a multitude of reasons, but my call log was just backed up with so many spam calls, and my like WhatsApp and Telegram inbox is backed up of people just being like, job opportunity for you, job opportunity for you, do you want to make money? And it was pissing me off so bad. And if that happens to you, Aura has a way of helping you overcome that. When you use the internet, a lot of websites are collecting your information and your data, and they are selling them to data brokers for profit. And this means your information is just out there floating around, and people can use that to take advantage of you. Aura finds the places that are selling your data and gives you the option to opt out. And once you opt out, these places are legally obligated to stop selling your data. So it keeps all of your information safe and secure, and it will stop things such as spam emails and calls and like hackers and your information just being out there for anyone to take and do with it what they will. Aura is incredibly easy to use, and it is also incredibly affordable, and so worth it to just have that extra security and feel safer online. I value my privacy and I value yours, and that is why I cannot recommend Aura enough. If you go to aura.com/kiwi or use the link in the description, then you will get your first 14 days completely free. I cannot recommend it enough. Keep yourself safe online. Go check it out. It is so worth it. Thank you so much, Aura, for sponsoring today's video, and thank you to all of you for continuing to use my links. It helps me out a lot, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I appreciate Aura. Let's get back into the video. POV, you are that girl that loves cold plunge in the ocean and would actually get her hair wet. And then she captioned it, is somebody gonna match my freak? It's so funny. I find it so interesting where trends are, because this is like the fourth thing I've seen about cold plunging. There are so many little trends I notice in these like weird little communities, and it's fascinating. Like sourdough being like the thing with trad wives, and cold plunging is now a big thing. And I don't really know where it comes from. I don't really know why. If anyone knows where this cold plunging obsession is coming from, please let me know, because I don't get it. Anyway, moving on from that, it's so funny because like this is not a niche thing. Like it's just not a niche thing at all. A lot of people aren't cold plunging in the ocean because a majority of people don't live near the ocean. And even still, like so many people enjoy swimming in the ocean. Some people don't because the ocean is scary to a lot of people, which is fair enough, but that's not a gendered thing. It's just a thing. If you grow up around the ocean, then like most of the time it is something that you enjoy doing. It's something that a lot of people who grow up by the ocean will do and love. I grew up in New Zealand, obviously, where everything is ocean. It's an island that's like very narrow, so you're never far from the ocean ever. And everyone I know enjoys swimming in the ocean. And as far as getting your hair wet, I don't get how that's like a superiority complex thing either. Like, why does it matter if I get my hair wet or not? As a child, I didn't get it. And I thought it was ridiculous and absurd. And I was like, why won't my mom put her hair under the water? Why won't my auntie put her hair under the water? Like, I didn't get it at all. As an adult though, or even starting as a teenager, I get it a lot because like, this is annoying. It's so annoying to maintain dyed hair. It takes so much time and effort, and the ocean it eats the color. It drains the color so much. More than anything else, like the ocean just eats it. I went home for a month at the end of last year and I was like blonde by the time I got back. Every time I go in the ocean, my hair goes like silver and I don't have the time or effort to deal with that. So I will try to keep my head above water. And does that make me high maintenance and or whatever? Maybe, but who is that impacting but me? You know, like what does me getting my hair wet have to do with anything? What? Men are gonna be like, oh, she's so uptight and high maintenance, she won't even get her hair wet. Then why do they care? Why are they judging me for whether I put my hair under the water or not? What's it got to do with them? What's it got to do with you? Why are you judging women for not wanting to get their hair wet? When it's not even just women. It's like literally anyone can not want to get their hair wet. I just don't know what it has to do with you, why it matters. You aren't better than me. You just have different priorities. This is a comment on a TikTok. I don't know what the TikTok is, but this is the comment. All of this, yes, I want to be friends with women, but I'm sorry. Most of you, them, only talk about other people and don't engage in deep conversations about other topics. When I try to steer conversation away from people, it always comes back to gossip. I can't stand it. I really enjoy deep, stimulating conversations. It can be hard with men sometimes too. Okay, have you ever spoken to a woman? Like, have you tried to build a relationship? Like here it's like, I always try to steer away from gossip, but it always circles back around. Maybe these women don't trust you. Like you're giving them good reason not to. You're complaining about them being bad at talking and like not engaging in conversation, but there's definitely a reason for it. 90% of the conversation I have with women is not gossip. Most of the time when I'm like gossiping about other people, it's when I'm with people I don't really know. The most gossip that I do is when I'm like with people I went to school with that I haven't seen for years and like we haven't got an established relationship anymore. So we just like talk about people that we used to know and like catch up on each other's lives in like a more shallow sense because we don't know each other. We don't have that trust anymore. But when you build a relationship with people, one, it's still fun to gossip and chat shit. But two, that's when you're going to get into other conversation. People aren't going to have deep conversations with you if you don't trust each other. And you don't seem to be giving anyone any reason to trust you. And also, sometimes gossip is fun. And don't act like men don't gossip. Don't act like men don't chat about other shit. You see men all the time talking about how they have shallow friendships. Like this is something that like we talk about a lot, and that is a problem, is that women do have closer bonds. Women do pour their hearts out and have close relationships with other women and trust each other and build strong connections. Whereas men don't do that as often because they're told they're not meant to. And a lot of like toxic masculinity comes into play where it's like they're not allowed to share emotions or form those bonds because that's not seen as masculine enough or whatever. So I would imagine this is actually even harder to do with men, especially because a lot of men aren't willing to open up to women especially. So like, I don't know what you're saying here. I guess you're saying that it's hard for everyone, but it's especially hard with women. And I just think you need to give it time and allow yourself to like get to know people and learn to trust people and give them reasons to trust you. Relationships have to start somewhere. Find other things you have in common. If you don't want to gossip about other people, find a common interest and start there and talk about that and then go deeper into that. You know, that's the great thing about having like hyperfixations and things, is that you can find other people in that community and then you have something that you enjoy to talk about. You can talk about something that you're passionate about and you can go from there. So find an interest and find people who are also interested in that interest, and you can build a deep connection from there. This is another TikTok. And it just says, you know why I don't have any friends? Everyone else is out there getting high or drunk, and all I want to do is bake cookies for my husband. I guess I'm just not like the other girls. I always love when they're like, everyone else is out there. It's like, clearly it's not everyone, because it's not you. And really clearly it's not everyone, because this has 6,500 likes and is also like the millionth one of these posts I've seen. Why do you need to just like have a superiority complex over people that you seemingly like don't care about? Are you jealous? Do you actually want to be at home baking cookies to your husband, or do you want to be going out getting high and drunk, and that's why you're so obsessed with other girls going out getting high and drunk? I also am obsessed with the fact that these people seem to think these are the only two options. Like, you're either a trad wife or you're like going clubbing every day. That's it. You have to pick one or the other. There's no middle. There's nothing else. You're doing one of those things, which is astounding. It's astounding. There are a lot of people who are like sober, who don't drink, who don't do drugs, who don't go clubbing. You can go out for dinner. You can do arts and crafts. I spend most of my time reading my book and watching like K-pop music videos. There are so many other options, and none of them are better than the others. We all just have different preferences. And there's a lot of people who wish they could be going out clubbing and getting drunk and high or whatever, but can't afford it anymore because of the cost of living crisis. And maybe you're in that position. Maybe that's what you want to do, but you can't afford it, so you're trying to make yourself feel better. I don't know the situation. All I know is that, like, leave people alone and let people do what they want. You aren't better than anyone. If you want to stay home and cook cookies for your husband, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. If you feel like you're missing out, and because of that, you have to like compensate by like trying to make other people feel bad for that and make them jealous of you, it's not working. Because these people who are going clubbing are choosing to do that. And if they wanted to stay home and bake cookies, they could do that. They don't want to. Do you have that same choice? POV, you're a skirt girl in a generation full of leggings girls. Never afraid to go against the fashion trend. Hashtag Gen Z fashion. Hashtag skirt fashion. And it's got 33k likes, which I always find so funny when these people post shit like, I'm not like the other girls, and they get so many likes. So it's like, clearly though, you are, because this many other girls agree with you. And that's what you want too. It's like, you want the validation of other girls being like, oh my god, girl, me too, we're better than everyone. I'm like, okay, but now it's affirming the fact that you are like the other girls. What do you want? It's fascinating to me. And I find this one particularly funny because I'm pretty sure leggings like went out of fashion like a few years ago. I'm pretty sure we left those behind in like what, 2017, 2018 kind of time. Like, I don't think they're like in fashion anymore. I think most of the people who are wearing leggings are like millennials, or I was gonna say older Gen Z, but I think I'm older Gen Z, and no one my age is wearing leggings anymore. They're not even a thing that many people are wearing as like part of their outfits anymore. Skirts, however, skirts have made a massive comeback. Everyone's wearing skirts. Skirts are more in fashion than leggings are. So you like really aren't different here. You're like a few years late to be claiming you're a skirt person over the trend of leggings. Like you're years late to this. But regardless, why does it matter what other people wear? I'm not a marriage counselor or anything, but have you tried being quiet and cooking your husband a steak? If that's all your husband expects of you, and if you stray from doing that, and that causes strain in your relationship, it's not really a great relationship, is it? If the only thing that will make your husband happy is being quiet and cooking steak, then he doesn't think very highly of you. If you talking is like harming the relationship, not a good relationship. It's just not. You should be able to, like, I don't know, talk and communicate and, like, have conversations with your husband. He also should be able to cook his own steak. Like, it's nice to cook things for your partner and do nice things for your partner, but it shouldn't be expected of you. And, like, why isn't he expected to do the same in return? You know? I'm not a marriage counselor, but, like, have you ever considered cooking your wife a meal and listening? You know? Like, this goes both ways. Do nice things for one another. And if you pride yourself on being better than me because your husband loves you because you're quiet and you do things for him, I'm not jealous of you. This is a manga and it reads, "Hey, so are you disappointed I'm a girl? No, not really. I think I want to find male friends instead of female friends. With girls, they care too much about the minor details and other stuff that I'm not really interested in. I get you. But with guys, they don't really care about that stuff. And we have the same interest in playing these games as well. I see your point." Did you know that you can make guy friends without insulting women? Did you know that was a possibility? Like, you are fully capable of making friends with men without insulting other women. You are fully capable of, like, lifting yourself up without putting other women down. Like, that's what's so interesting about these things, is it's like, they're not even trying to talk well about themselves. They're not trying to pull themselves up. They're just pulling other women down, like keeping themselves in the same place because they don't want to do anything to, like, elevate themselves. Instead, they push other women down so they feel better about their own position. Like, we're all equal. If you want to, like, put yourself above people or, like, talk yourself up, talk about things that you're good at and that you're passionate about, not what you think other people are bad at or should feel bad about. Like I was saying before, like, talk about your passions. Like, here it's like, what, we have the same interest in playing these games as well. You could just start there and say that. Like, you don't need to be like, I want to be your friend because I hate women and I love men. Like, girl, girl. Just be like, I think we should be friends because we have interests in the same games. Why did you need to insult women to get there? Like, the rest of that was so unnecessary. I don't understand. It's like the text message of the, like, unlike you basic girls, like, none of that's necessary. Just, like, get to the core of it. If a man only wants to be your friend because you're not like the other girls and because you insult other women, then he's not a good person to be around. He's not someone you want to be your friend because that means he's misogynistic. This is a girl sitting at an Indian restaurant with a mountain of food, and it says, "Is somebody gonna match my freak? Eating whatever I crave and as much as I want without counting calories while every other girl I know restricts her food." Ha ha ha! Making fun of eating disorders. Isn't that so funny? Isn't it so funny to make fun of women who struggle with eating disorders due to the pressure that is put on us to be desirable and look a certain way? Oh my god, girl. I love that you can eat whatever you want guilt-free. I love that you can eat whatever you want without overthinking, without feeling bad, without punishing yourself, without any consequences. That's amazing. I love that for you. I'm so, so happy for you. Unfortunately, a lot of us obviously do struggle with that prospect, and it's not fun and it's not really a laughing matter. I don't think you should be making fun of eating disorders, which are, I don't know, lethal. Like, they kill millions of people. In the US, 10,200 people die from anorexia every year. Like, that's a lot of people, and that's just in the US. And those are just the ones that are, like, noticed and classed as that. So I personally don't really think that it's a joking matter. Like, it doesn't make you better than anyone. Like, sure, it makes you healthier And I'm happy for you. I'm happy you have a good relationship with food, but I just don't think we should be making fun of women who struggle. I don't think we should be making fun of women who struggle. I don't think it's very funny. I don't think it makes you better than anyone. I think it makes you a bit of an asshole, actually, or a lot of an asshole, really. And I know that these women do it for like male validation as well. Like you see it all the time in like TV shows and like movies and whatever, being like, I love a girl who can eat. Oh my God, all those other girls only eat salad, but I love a girl who can eat. And it's always slim women as well. They're never saying that about fat women, obviously, because why would they say it about fat women? You can eat whatever you want and in large quantities, but as long as you stay looking a specific way. Otherwise, it's gross and unhealthy. And it's like, oh my God, it's absurd and astounding. And again, this is something that I thought we'd left behind. This was a massive thing like 10 years ago. I don't know if you all remember, surely you do, like the chicken nugget thing, right? That was everything. Chicken nuggets were everywhere. I don't know what that was about. I don't know why that was everything, but it was like, I love me a girl who can eat chicken nuggets. I will order 100 chicken nuggets. Other girls eating their salad, me with 20 chicken nuggets. Like, I don't know what it was about like 2015 and chicken nuggets, but it's the same deal as this, right? Like, I'm happy that you enjoy it, but like, don't rub that in people's faces and use that as a superiority complex, because like, it's not cool. Not a joking matter. Why do authors think shit like this is cute or funny? Like, girl, fuck off. And it reads, plus, I like feeding people, she says. Maybe it's not feminist or whatever, but I like taking care of people. You have to be heartless to be feminist? It's impossible not to tease Theo. You know what I mean, she shrugs. I know I'm supposed to be ambitious and take over the world, but really, I just want a restaurant small enough that I can peek out and see people's faces when they try the food. And like, yeah. Why are authors like this? Why do they write shit like this? Why is this always everywhere? I'm not like the other girls because like I don't want to like girl boss. I just want an easy, nice little life to myself, and I don't think that makes me a bad person. I know I meant to like want to like catch the sun, but I don't really want that life for me. And does that make me a bad person? Like, no. Insulting other women and feminists to make yourself appealing to like a man or whatever is not cute. It's not cute. You can be a feminist and like do whatever you want. That's literally the point of feminism. Like, you wouldn't be able to own your own restaurant and look out at the people's faces if it weren't for feminism, you know? Like, that's still a feminist ambition because you are a woman who wants something for yourself. And dragging down other women to appeal to a man, not okay, not funny, not cute. Can we just like stop writing it? It's so unnecessary. That's the thing, is it's like, what does it add to the book? Like, what does this add to the story? It's not necessary to be in there. You don't need it. With that, I think that I'm going to end the video here. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I upload every few days and I would absolutely love to see you again. A massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. I appreciate you greatly. And a huge, huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons. I love and appreciate you so, so much. Thank you so much for joining. If anyone else would like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/savvycat. Click the top link in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you get my videos quite early. I've just uploaded 6 weeks worth of videos to Patreon. So if you want access to that, to just pick through them over the next little while, you are welcome to it. It's only £1 a month. So if you want that, check it out, patreon.com/savvycat, or the link in the description. And then for £3 and up, you get a bunch of other perks like outtakes, bonus mini podcasts, live streams. I'm going to be uploading a bunch of travel vlogs soon too. I'm going on a 10-week trip around South America with one of my best friends. And I will be filming some travel vlogs, and all of those will be uploaded on Patreon if you are interested in following along with that journey of mine. And I'm looking at revamping some perks soon as well, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, so thank you. Go to patreon.com/savvycat or click the top link in the description, or second link in the description. Top link is Aura, which you should also be checking out. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and TikTok, The Queer Kiwi, because I'm trying to post there more again, as well as Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.